Welcome to Outpost 31. Sergeant Solsey here playing Axis&Allies Global 1940. This would be US turn 3. This is, I'll be playing as the Allies with a 60 bid against, this is the game against Crockett. I'm playing 2 games at one time now. So, back to the 60 bid. This is US and China turn 3. US is going to be building, going to save 1. We're going to build we'll build 2 infantry, 1 artillery, aircraft carrier, 2 transports, and 2 subs. And we're going to save $1. China has 14. We're going to build 4 infantry and save 2. Save 2. So he did not declare war on us, so we can't do anything. But we will go up here. 1, 2, 2. We're going to post up into we're going to send 2 subs from 10 up to 15. Yep. I think that's what we're doing. But over here we're going to send 1 mech from the East Coast is going to go 2 spaces to the West Coast. And that is it. Those ships are staying there, and so we're still limited to what we can build. I know we're going to put aircraft carrier is going to go. Well, that fighter from the East Coast is going to go to Sea Zone 10. So we're going to place an aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier and 2 subs over here on the West Coast. On the East Coast, it's going to be 2 transports and then 2 infantry and an artillery in Central, and that's 6 spaces. Actually, what is that? 5. So it's all good. China bought 4 infantry. What are we going to do? China is not going to do anything. But we will send, now we will take Chahar back. We'll send 6, 7 infantry and an artillery to Chahar. And that's 1 for China, 1 off of Japan. And we will place 4 infantry in Chahar. We saved 2 on 9. Nine plus 6 for the Burma Road being open. You'll have 10, 12, 14, 17 to spend next turn for China. U.S. collecting income. U.S. is on 52. For the United States. We are now at war. We get We get 25 in bonuses. China got 6, so we got another 25. Another 25 to spend next turn for the United States. They have 75, 78 to spend next turn. Recap for China: 11 infantry, 1 fighter, 5 artillery. 11 infantry, 1 artillery in Chahar. And for the United States, destroyer and a sub in 54. 26 is 2 transports, 2 cruisers, 2 subs, 2 destroyers, a battleship, 2 aircraft carriers with 4 fighters. Hawaii has fighter, attack, bomber, 3 infantry, and an artillery. Season 10 has 2 subs, aircraft carrier with a fighter. There's 2 mech and an infantry in the west coast. On the east coast, oh, I forgot to roll my tech dice. You gotta roll these tech dice. There are 5 transports, 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser in Sea Zone 101. 2 infantry artillery in central, 3 infantry, 2 mech artillery, 2 AA guns, and a bomber in eastern. And I forgot to roll my tech dice. The British have one also. So this is for chart 2. We do get one. Ah, unbelievable. Chart 2, we got one. It's a 3. Oh, no. Improved shipyards. So I saved some money. The U.S. got improved shipyards. Ah, man. Improved shipyards for the United States. So we bought an aircraft carrier. Bought the aircraft carrier, and that would save us 3. But 2 subs, that would be save us 2. And then we bought 2 transports, and that would save us, instead of 7, there's 6. So we saved $2 more. Yep. So this is the money I would have saved on the units I purchased. So 78 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 78 plus $8 to spend next turn because we have shipyards. Anyway, that's U.S. and China turn 2. Schulte out.